Hello and welcome to ERPNext webinar. In this webinar, we will cover new features added in ERPNext version 8. We also conducted one session earlier and you can watch this video to learn more about it. In this session, we'll try and cover new features like email inbox, enhancement, new point of sale solution, and few more. So let's get started.
In version 8, we have introduced email inbox.
In this session,
particularly, it's an inbox view for your communication.
More features we have in ERPNext version 8.
You set up your email account.
We already had one session
whenever you pull your email account, now you will be able to see your emails into inbox view instead of list view. So we have added some few of the features that are related to email inbox that we will see shortly. So before we see the inbox, we have to configure our email account. So let's see how we can configure our email account. So let's say for user Makaran Bhauskar, I want to configure email account. So first we will have to add user emails into your user. So right now we have created one email account. So from email account you can configure your email ID. Then you can give your email password. You can select your services. You can enable incoming so that your emails from your email server can be pulled into your ERPNext account. So basically this is just email account settings. Once these settings are completed, the user, that Makaran Bhauskar user, will be able to see his email inbox emails into inbox view. So let's quickly log into the that user. So as we have configured email account for this particular user, that particular user can see his account's email into that ERPNext account. So this is the primary inbox view. And right hand side you can see which email account has been assigned to the user. So currently this Makaran Bhauskar user has assigned a frappe.inbox @gmail.com email. So it will show all the emails that are pulled from this account. So we can switch accounts from here. If user have multiple email account configured, we can switch between the email accounts. Also, let's see the email box. So here are a few of the options that we can perform on that particular email. You can directly reply from here by clicking reply option or reply button. You can give any reply to the user, like hello. You can directly send email from here. Again, there are few options that are we have enabled, we have introduced for email, like if we have multiple if this email has multiple to and CC contacts, then we can reply to all from here. Or if you want to forward this email to some your contacts, so you can forward so you can forward using that forward option. Again, you can mark this email as unread. So what it will do, it will mark your email as unread in your email inbox, means at your Gmail inbox. You can also create a contact from here. So if you click on add contact, it will fetch all the details from your that email, means its first name, last name, and that's email ID. So you can create a contact from that email. So here we have created one email. Also, you can mark this email as a spam. So whenever you will receive email from this email account from So it will be automatically marked as a spam. So let's mark it as a spam. So your email has been marked as a spam. If you go back and if you check here, so your inbox is in the spam category. So all the future emails from this ID inboxer@gmail.com will be marked as a spam for the future emails. So it's also again you can also create issues, lead, and opportunity directly from your emails, or you can create a issue, and here we can see the issue has been linked with this email inbox. So email with this email, so you can directly see the issue from here. Uh, yeah. Likewise, you can also create a lead and opportunity from here. So basically, email domain is designed. So yeah, now in your organization, we can configure the domain for this email account. For example, frappe.inbox@gmail.com. So the domain for this email is gmail.com. So now, if you see, if you have 10 or hundreds of users who wants to create an email account, every time you don't need to mention its settings for email account. You can just create one domain setting for that email, for that domain. For example, let's see, if I go to gmail.com, so here for Gmail domain, you can specify the email server. It's email server imap@gmail.com. You can specify if you want to use IMAP or you want to use POP, and then you can just mention the primary settings that you want to do. So what it will do, it will create an email domain, and whenever you create email account for new user, so for new user, then you just have to mention the domain as gmail.com. So it will fetch all the settings from Gmail, that email domain, to your email account. So the basic feature, means advantage of setting up the email domain is you don't have to mention your email server, your IMAP setting, or you want to use that options that we have set in the email account, email domain, into your email account. So basically, you have option. If you can either define domain for your email account, or you can directly use predefined services here. If you are using predefined services, it will take the predefined settings. For example, for Gmail, we have defined, we have to use IMAP, then it's email server. If you go to SendGrid, it will change its email server into imap.mail.yahoo.com. So these are predefined email services that we have configured already into email account. So if you have any custom domain, you can create an email domain. You can mention your email server, and yeah, that if you wish to use IMAP or POP server, that goes into email domain.
Thanks, Marvin. So if I can just sum up,
Yeah.
we have email domain preset which for the services which are mentioned in the services field. And if you're using some other service other than what are the options mentioned in the services field, then you have to create an email domain for that. Right? But if
Yes. Yeah. Correct.
services like Gmail, Yahoo, then you did not create email domain separately. You have to select
Yeah.
service in the email account itself.
Hello guys, with version 8 we have launched a new feature called, we have actually make a dedicated page for assigning the roles to page and report. So with this feature you can assign particular roles to the page or report. Previously in the reports, if a particular user has access of doc type, like if a particular user has access of sales order doc type, he can view all the reports related to that doc type. But with this feature, you can restrict a particular user. Even if that user has access of that particular doc type, you can restrict the reports to them. So for that, you have to select, you have to go to the first this page. The name of the form is row permission for page and report. You have to select the set role for page or report. So let's say set role for report. Then you have to select the role report. Let's say account receivable. So you will get the default roles which can access this report. These roles we have get from the doc type. Now user can assign another roles from this page like cashier or auditor, and he has to just click on update. Even though user can reset to the default with the help of this button. As well, you can see another option is page. User can set permission to the page as well. So let's say I have a page POS and I have to give the permission to the cashier. So with this, I can give the permission to the page POS.
So today I'll be talking about three new enhancements, features you can say, which we have introduced in V8. So the first one is selling in different unit. So you might be already aware that we have this module available for our purchase module. So now we are making it available for selling as well. So like, let's say for example, there is an office chair and you buy it in numbers, like you buy 100 chairs or something, but it's not necessary that you sell them in numbers. You might sell them in pairs or maybe instead of 6 or 4 or whatever. So it will be possible now to sell it that ways. So we have UoM conversion factor and UoM in sales model as well now. So I'll give you a demo after this. So I just wanted to go through the list, which I have on my list right now. So another one would be accrued payroll. So basically accrued payroll is, it's kind of a liability, like, okay, at the end of the month, this is what we have to pay to your employees. So, so basically it's like you just create and submit your salary slips and the accrued journal voucher entry will be created automatically. And once you make a payment, that will be a liability. And once you make a payment, and so then another journal voucher would be created. And in a similar manner, we will have accrued expense claim as well. So let me just go ahead and show you these things. Let's see. Okay. Let's start with UoM in sales order. So here, let's say we select some item, and so the quantity is 1 and stock UoM is in numbers. So let's just say I don't want to sell it in numbers. Let me want to sell it in pair. So if I sell it in pair, so UoM conversion factor, this is something I've already set in item master, but you can obviously change it from here if you wish to. So that means that quantity as per stock, I'll be selling 2 instead of 1. And same goes for the set. If I want to sell it in set of 4, maybe 6 or 4, whatever. So it's very much possible. I mean, you might be well aware of the whole workflow because you might have used it in purchase as well. So it's just that it is introduced in sales also. So should not be very difficult to go through it. So this is in the sales order. And let me show you the accrued payroll system. So let's just say we go to process payroll and let's just create a salary slip. Okay, and salary slip is created. And when you submit the salary slip, so you, okay. So you get this message down here, accrued journal entry submitted. So by default, like automatically the accrued journal entry has been submitted for this salary. So it can be multiple salaries, but for some reason I just have one employee in this date range. So here is what it looks like. Your journal entry would look like. So and So this is the, so it tells that you owe this much money to the employee. And once you make a payment, you just select the payment account here and make a bank entry. And this is where you actually pay. So here you just enter the reference number and date, and this is the payment entry. So this is how the Accured process payroll works now. And let me show you the expense claim as well. And expense claim, you all know how to create an expense claim. I'll just show you what new we have added to it. So basically, as soon as you approve an expense claim and submit it, so from here, you should be able to see an accounting ledger for it. So basically you have, let's say for expense claim type travel, there is definitely, let me show you. You set up a default account, let's say travel expense. And here we have payable account creditor. So let me just show you the accounting ledger, which is created when you, so here it is. So it tells you, okay, sorry. So that the creditor, you have 500 credit and travel expense is debited with 500. And from here itself, if you, like in the starting only, if you click is paid, it creates the payment entry as well. But you can create a bank entry from here also. I will just go here and like just create a bank entry and just give the reference number and date.
With version 8, we have introduced a new UI for the POS, and I like to thank to the community who has started a bounty for the POS. So we have added a new feature in the version 8 for the POS. So with that feature, the user can now create an offline customer. As well, they can add their customer contact details as well, the address details. So you can see with the help of this, user can create a new customer as well. You can edit the customer details from this option. You can see, and all this feature works in the offline as well. As well, we have given an option to change the quantity, price, and discount with the help of numeric keypad. So you can see here is the option of quantity, discount, and price. User has to just select the item in which they want to change the quantity. Then they have to select the quantity in the numeric keypad and then the values. You can see the values is reflecting. Similarly, the rate has, you can change the price. So yeah, so this is again a good feature, and this feature works. I mean, for tablet, this is a good feature where mostly user clicks on the whether, I mean, user like to click rather to enter the value. Then you can select, I mean, you can search the item based on the groups. So with this, you have to click on the groups, and for example, you can just select the raw material and you can view the items related to that item group. As well, you can view, I mean, we have added a pagination for the items. So if by default it shows only 20 items, if you want to see more, you have to just click on load more items, so you will get the other items. So every time on click it shows the 20 items. Then another one feature is user can view their of orders, I mean all the submitted orders as well as well the offline orders from this button. As well, user can edit the non-draft sorry, the draft orders from here. As well, user can email So with this, user can send an email to the client.
Hello, hi everyone. I'm Manas. Um, I'm currently handling the school modules in the ERPNext. So today we're talking about the assessment module in our school section. So talking about the assessment, the first thing that we will have to consider is the grading scale. So grading scale is basically the scale of grading. Like I have created a record for webinar standard grading. So it is like the percentage of marks for which we have to provide the grade. For example, if we want to have a grade on 75 plus marks, so we will just threshold the marks and decide our grading scale accordingly. So this is the grading scale. So we can have different grading scale for our secondary schooling, primary schooling, and depending on the class and program. So after deciding our grading scale, the next thing which we have to consider is the assessment criteria. Assessment criteria is like the categories on which we have to assess the results of a particular student. For example, what we can have is like application of a particular subject, how well the student understand, what's the knowledge of a student writing, etc. So we can just add a different, like if we want to there one additional criteria like aptitude. What is the aptitude? Like if this is math, so what is the aptitude of a particular student? So we can just add our assessment criteria here. So after adding the assessment criteria, what comes next is like assessment groups. So assessment group is basically grouping of the assessments. It's like if we have our monthly test, so we want to have a group of our monthly test, and if there is some final results, so we want to consider that also. So assessment group is like a tree structure. So it is like for the academic year, there is this is the supergroup which will include all the assessment that will happen in academic year 2016-17, and if it is like for the 2 semesters or for a 2 term. So if we are talking about like 16-17 term one, so there will be different assessments on the basis of our term. So it's like this is basically assessment group. So what is the use of this assessment group? I will just let you know that it will be how it will be beneficial in assessment planning. Okay, so whenever we click on assessment plan, so there is like um, we have to plan a assessment. It's like if we want to plan a monthly test or something like that. So what we have to do is like first we have to name the assessment. Then we have to add the courses. For example, if that is for the computer, so we have to add the computer. This is assessment code. Assessment code is basically like if there are multiple batches or multiple groups, so we want to have them under a particular program, so we will create an assessment code. So for example, if we are talking about the monthly test that will happen in April in 5th standard, so this will have a particular assessment code which can be linked to different sections and batches. So this is maximum score, this is grading scale, and here comes where the assessment group will be beneficial. So if this assessment group will come under 16-17, so it will be considered for making the final results. So every assessment plan will have to be either make against a student group or a student batch. So a student batch is basically a section of a program, or a student group is like if you want to make for a particular group. So because the group can be based on the particular course. So after that, this is basic scheduling, like what will be the date and time and room number, who will be the examiner from time to time. So after that, we have to add the assessment criteria. It's like assessment criteria should be like 20, and the sum should be equal to our maximum assessment scale. For example, if we just the sum will be like 75. So if we save this, so it will be like the assessment plan should be equal to the 100 results. So what we have to do is like we have to and add another understanding for the maximum marks of 25. So it will be our planning of assessment plan. So after that, what we have to do is we have to save this assessment plan. Okay, so I think I have to give all this. So let's fill this time. For example, now to let's we can have this test. Okay, so we can give any room number. So whenever we save this. This is saved. So after saving, we have to submit the planning. So this is basically the planning of our how will we are gonna have test or a particular assessment. So after planning our assessment, what we have to do is like we have to enter the assessment results. So for assessment result, what we can do is like we can fill this assessment results from here. It will include the student and assessment plan. That's the link. Like we have just created a webinar assessment plan. So here comes the assessment criteria which we have fixed in the assessment plan. So this is like maximum score and whatever we will give like if 25. So according to the our grading is if it is 0, so it will become 0. So this will be a accordingly this can be set. So, but this is kind of tedious task if we are doing this for a particular batch, which includes like hundreds of students. So for that, what we have made is we have just created an assessment result tool. So in the assessment result tool, what we have to do is like we have to just select this assessment plan, and all the students who will be linked to a particular assessment plan will come here. So it's like we can just enter marks fast here, and it will be just assessment result records will be created in the backend automatically. So if we just this. So here what happens is like whenever we just enter the marks, so accordingly the grades will be calculated and assessment results of a particular record is created. It's like we have just created Akshat Maru. So here is Akshat Maru, his assessment result is created. So that's all in the assessment module till now. So we basically working on making some reports based on the assessment results, and I hope that it will be just created in within like 1 or 2 weeks.
So I think that's what we have for now. If you have more queries, feel free to post it on discuss forum, and we would love to hear your feedback. Thanks very much.